Hey there, welcome back. Maris here, and today we have Surviving Aftermath and 15 tips and tricks about the game. I have finished it and I decided, yes, I need to make this video just on top of everything else. So let's jump right to the point. There will be timestamps, of course, and as you can see on the screen, there will be all the 15 tips and tricks, so you can scroll through them if you are aware of them, whatnot. So I need to start right here. This game has 3 DLCs, and this one, Shattered Hope, as you can see, it's unchecked because it is bad. You can check the reviews for the particular DLC itself. The problem is it tries to implement another system on top of morale that is already there. So there's a really bad. It doesn't go together with the mechanics, and it's not it's bad. Just don't get it. But there is good news, and good news is there is. Yeah, this is already tip number 2 if you haven't noticed. The new alliances, this is really good, and this rebirth also. I have both of them enabled, and I'll show you the rest of the game, and the tips and tricks will be around, and keeping those 2 DLCs in mind, because they actually supplement and add additionally to the game quite well, right? So now let me load. You can also see, I will show you the end game, which is really bad as well, but anyways. So this is this version, normal game mode, days, population, everything, and I will load. And so we are not waiting. I will skip forward and start already with the point number 3. They are in order from the problems highest in priority, which you need to start, and then the lower you will see that basically the last tips and tricks will be endgame. So first one is hunt and chop. There are 2 things you can start right away, and don't mind, currently I have everything built, you see that in the background. But hunting, there is a trick that somehow is not problematic. So hunting cabin, you can have both of them. As you can see, I have 2 of them on exact same spot, and they don't care. They work with 100% efficiency. So basically, with one piece of this forest, which I'm not cutting it down, you can have as much hunters as you want. And well, you need people to work there, but anyways, so the food is not a problem whatsoever. So this is the first tip. Just the hunters will be enough, at least at the beginning. And the second one is about chopping. If you're wondering about the chopping, it is combination, of course, forester, so there is a wood. Then second one is sawmill. Well, it's upgraded, but it is where from logs you are making this, what it's called, wood. But not only that, and I'll explain in a moment why. This is already good. So this is self-sustainable system, never ends. But even better, you can chop that wood into, what's the name, firewood. So keep that in mind. You will see in a moment how it comes together, because so far all of these resources are all the time. You never ever run out of wood, or hunter makes this meat. And also not only meat, but if you look at the fiber, the green one. So basically those resources at this point you have unlimited amount. So you'll see when it comes in handy. So next is unpolluted wells. So there are 2 tips hidden in this one. One of them is, let me try to find a well. When you select a well, is it showing? No, it's not showing. Okay, I will select one drilled well. So below you see there is an area that is covered where is another well there. So basically what I'm trying to show you, I have a lot of wells all around. So the trick here is quite simple. At the start of the game, they advise you to get water collector, which creates a little bit more water. Where is my... I should have one. Oh no, I have deleted all of them because, yeah, they're bad. That requires person to be working in. It creates more, but This water well, when you place them in right positions, in right areas, they produce without any manpower. And that's the trick. Another part is, as I mentioned, as you can read, this is unpolluted. So you can select pollution and you see this part. So if you place a well right in the pollution, it will get contaminated. It's get polluted basically, and you need to clean it. It doesn't cost anything but manpower and time, which at the start is really important. So if you and when you place them, first populate all the area that there is no pollution. There will be some spots at the start, there's a lot of pollution and everything. But another thing is just go with the wells. They are quite cheap to build. Let me find once again. Water. No, that's not it. Sorry. Yes. So yeah, there's only plastic and wood needed, and it can create up to 12 water if placed in right areas. So as you can see now it's, you will have different map seeds, everything, but follow that rule and you will be fine with the water. After a while, of course, when you need significantly more, as you can see, I switched to water pumps, but the wells I upgraded and I keep them until the end of the game. So yeah, that's also true. I also can pause the game just for. Anyways, point number 5. This is quickly about the research. You can find the research tree quite soon in the game. You will find a lot of choices. My advice, first 2 things to pick is, one is under safety. So basically you need also the guardians, but upgrading nurses and medical training. Why? Because through the whole game, your people will need medical care. And it's one of the main reasons why they will at the first, in the beginning of the game, die. So having good healing with those 2 upgrades is essential. As soon as you can get, I would advise to get them, and then building medical facilities as well. So this is one first research I advise, and second one is right away. We have figured out the hunting and meat, but in this game you need meat and vegetables, so they are in a balance. So there will be malnutrition. Not enough variety of the food. So basic farming is the second I would advise to get, so you not run into problems where your people are complaining about the food. So, and while you have a basic farming upgraded and then you can start growing your vegetables, you also will have this skinning upgrade, because it's prerequisite, which allows you to upgrade your hunting cabin. Of course, do that, because then you start making that fiber. At the first, there's only meat. With upgrade, starts running. So those are the first upgrades I would advise to get. Next, we have outposts and trading. So we are in the same area. You will proceed with the game. You will stabilize your water, food. You will make wood and everything as per previous points. Here basically where the game quite a bit changes, especially when you have new Alliances DLC. It doesn't need to be right away, but my next point to follow would be, let me see where it was. It was here. Back to safety. You have already guardians unlocked. Go after frontier outposts. Outposts will allow you to generate passive resources and passive tech tree research income. So this is really important, because that's how you get most of your science, if not just scavenging around the board. I will show you in a moment. And second one is when you have this outpost. This is one thing. There should be also. Now, where was it? It was under here. So this is where you get trading, basically bartering, which will include also centralized repairs, metal, scavenging, and handicraft. It all comes in handy. right? But you are going after the bartending. Bartending is trading center. You will be unlocking this trading possibility. Now we need to switch a little bit to this other view in the world to recapture what I just mentioned in the point number 6. So these are the outposts. Whenever you move across the world, you will find in some of the regions, when you mouse over, you can see right here, you see survivors and science. So you can build one outpost, so you need to decide if you want survivors or science. My advice is, when you get those outposts, when you build a research outpost, this will allow you to generate passive science points. And as you can see, I can show you around, I have basically every single closest I could get my hands on. I built an outpost, so below here even more. I am generating quite a lot passive science points. At the beginning it's important so you can have more unlockables. But equally important is, that's why it's a lot of explanation, is this is the scavenging outpost. So basically I'm rushing basically also ahead when you have these unlockables. Another thing, as you can see, there is a motel that creates what it's basically gear. Here's another material, there's another. Here I have weapons, and that's another outpost type, scavenging outpost, that allows you to capture and get these generated every 12 hours. Quite a lot. I'm actually rushed ahead. This is in the point number 8, but this is where the outposts come in handy. But I can show you the trading. So trading, you also need to reveal in the world. You will have these societies. This is the new Alliances DLC. And here, when you have trading unlocked and trading available, this is basically where the game is quite fun, because you are capable of trading off whatever you don't need or make excessive amount and get parts, components, food, medicine, new recipes, everything. So this trading basically is absolutely amazing, right? Now I need to squeeze in the point number 7. From one of the DLCs, there will be a Blight. This is at the corner. You can see the Blight samples and everything. You will collect them. There will be a quest. Please rush it, because I was hesitant. I didn't know what will happen. There will be swarms, anything. The quest is quite simple and easy. I will just open and show there is a thing where I will not mouse over, you will see yourself, but this is a Blight. After a while, you can use the Blight, you start researching, and it opens up quite a good updates, let's say, that allows you to push forward way better through the whole game. Also, the terraforming, that will be the end point for this DLC, and the Blight will be used. But this is also important. The Blight, in a way, also can be tried. So at first you need Blight to unlock these new research. This is another different how it's called, the talent, not talent either, research tree. But afterwards you can use these samples as a trading tool. Again, just keep that in mind. And we'll move on to the point number 8. As I said, I already explained. My advice, build first, especially when you go through the playthrough, build first these science outposts. They are more important. And only then, when you have spare, have these scavengers. If you're wondering how to make them, these outposts, once you have the research done, pay attention, there will be a new building unlocked. And the building was, where was my building? It was right here. You need to create settler. And the problem is, you need this, one of the heroes, I don't know how to call them, I call them heroes. You have a limited amount of them, you have to hire them. So you will need to convert one of these. Actually, I purchased this one, not purchased, hired So you can select, and then whatever specialty, whatever they are, you confirm. And now there's no more this hero, it's basically lost, it's a settler. So now I can have that settler coming over somewhere where I don't have yet this outpost. I'm just showing how it's being built. For example, here I don't have, you see, this is where the science can be generated. In this region, I don't have anything. So I can send over and establish science outpost there that starts generating. That's how it's done, right? So that's how you build first science, then scavenge. Then it's really important, the game actually does not tell you right away, but I need to point out that at start you have tools and clothes, but they are not automatically created. So it's just when you start running out of them, then it's basically it starts like we need them. It's way too late. When you people are without proper clothing and tools, they are quite miserable and can't do a lot. Remember, while we were chasing bartending, this talent tree, you already unlocked handicraft that allows you to build tool shop and tailor, right? And of course the upgrades and everything that all falls in line. But I wanted to show you that I have it upgraded, the Grand Tailor, but at the start you will start with basic clothing. So you see a lot of things come together. Trading unlocked, you are making wood and firewood, and you're making fiber out of thin air and meat, and then fiber can be turned into clothes. So all that can be done indefinitely until you have people that are in your colony working. So this comes in handy quite soon. Well, already it is there. When you have unlocked trading, this is the area where you can easily find whatever material you're lack of. For example, at the start you will have lack of science points, and then just trade your science points. I will show you the wood. You can see there's a price. Wood sells for one money, one coin. If you find a firewood, well, it's already 2. When you find fiber, it's also just 1. But when you have created basic clothing, it's 4. So you see how you can turn into valuables. And actually, let me find back. Yeah, it's from 4 wood makes 2. It's less items, but there's a thing. You need to store them, and you have basically zipped value because your storage will come quite full if you are just selling the basic amount of just a wood or just a fiber. You need a lot of space, right? And then you get the idea. So yeah, having those clothes, that's as you can see, as soon as many tailors you will have, you will generate infinite amount of this fiber, no problems whatsoever. When it comes to tool workshop, yeah, it's a little bit problematic because there you need metal. Later on you need metal and screws, and that's the resource that is finite. You will find on this plastic and also metal. Where's the metal? I'm running out already? No, I still have some. Oh, this is concrete, sorry. Yes, this one. You will have a lot of metal at the first glance, but actually it runs out quite soon, and this is the finite resource. There are finite and infinite amount, right? So this is what you need to pay attention to. That's why I advise to sell off only the materials that are or items that are built from infinite amount of resources. Meat, all the food, all the wood. As always in the games, when you build your economy on finite amount of resources, once they are out, you are out of the business. That's bad. Okay, too much of a time. Only 5 points more left. This is more of the middle late game. Hire and accept everyone. Time after time, there will be people at your gates. I have accepted every single one of them, and the reason is simple. Even if you don't have space, even if you don't have food enough, even if you don't have anything, they will naturally die out. For example, if you have only food for supporting, I don't know, 100 people, and you bring in from 95 to 102 people, those two without food will die off, but you will have the maximum amount that you can hold. Of course, the morale goes down, and it's not good for the morality and whatnot, but get them all. Especially when party joins, sometimes they bring a specialist, the heroes, along with them. Otherwise, you have to wait at least 4 days before new this hero arrives. When they arrive, hire them ASAP. Why? Back to points, few points back. You can and you will need to convert those heroes into settlers, to make those outposts, to make those resources, to proceed through the game. Trust me, just trust me. For example, as again, someone at the gate. Let's see who's there. They are not coming with anything, whatever. Yeah, it's not a party that can join, but yeah, accept and hire everyone. That's my point. If the hero is not with good stats, for example, I have a lot of fighters, because at the middle to end game you will have a lot of fighting going on. These last ones, whatever they are, I don't care. I am turning them into settlers, so I can benefit from them otherwise. Okay, few more or less points. Limit production, stop heaters. This is a simple one. At the beginning, one of the main problems is you don't have enough people to supply everything. As you can see, I have set quite high bar. At the beginning, you will set way lower. Don't set it to 500, set it to some 200 or 300 resources. And the problem is not that you don't need those resources. You want them as much as possible so you can trade and switch to anything else. But the problem is at the start, you want them to get the capacity so they move out from the building and then go to some other building and do other stuff here. For example, here I have a lot of people working in this hunting cabin. The people at this stage is not a problem. It will be at the beginning. You want them to manage those, I don't know, 100, for example, 100 meat, and then move to do other stuff. Heal people, build, defend, whatnot. So this is the main reason why you want, not the problem. The storage is not the problem. You can always build more storage buildings. They're quite cheap and whatnot, but yeah, the resources, the people, that's most important at the beginning. And another one is I don't have any casual heater. I have electric heater. Oh no, I have this is industrial radiator. But you will need heaters, burner they are called. The thing is, whenever you have built them, they automatically start working. And by working means they are burning down your firewood. So that might be a problem. When the winter comes, you need to turn them on off. There is a pause button when they are built. So turn them on only during the winter. When the winter goes by and the heating is not needed, turn them off. Otherwise, they are burning, and they are burning firewood, and they keep chopping the firewood and basically spending the resources. It's really bad if you forgot to do that. Then for next steps from the research perspective would be automation and electricity. And automation, I again need to precisely check under which of these, under the resources. This is the industrial mining. And at the beginning, you will have only possibility to gather by hand these resources: plastic, metal, and concrete. And the problem is not the manual work. The problem is from the same pile, you can gather, let's say, 300 resources. And only with industrial mining, it unlocks basically kind of deep mining, and then unlocks the 1,000. It's sitting right there. So you can't gather by hand, you need to unlock this. So next would be go against, if you see you can wait a little bit longer for other unlockables or whatnot, go, and only when you have this industrial mining unlocked, plus electricity, because keep in mind, you can see right here, all of these buildings require electricity. So don't think just having industrial mining will solve your problem, because electricity is, and this tab, infrastructure, solar panels will be the first, and energy storage, basically 2 of them, unlockables, will already set you in quite good hand. The starting, you will, at this point, you should have good income of tech 3 points, because of the outposts coming from the outside, from the map, where you have science outposts from heroes that you hire all the time. For hiring, you need money you get from selling all the time all the surplus resources that you create from the, you see how the picture comes together. And the only problem at this point will be these finite resources are running out. So once you have this industrial mining, you are in kind of quite good hands, because those piles, if we check, let me check some untouched piles, we'll have some, you see, 7,000, 10,000 metal, 9,000 concrete. They have quite big amount richness, this richness, underground plastic, underground ruins, right? So when you have these 2 unlockables, then you're basically, okay, good, I have a lot of finite resources, but a lot of them I have figured the food, the water, the resource income, the money making. This is basically the easy part. So just few more points. Garage to escape death. There will be raids and bugs and from this Blight Blight DLC coming, attacking you. Bugs, this kind of blighted queen will come and get you. Your heroes that you can control from this view, as you can see, I have a lot of them selected. Almost all my heroes are here. They are really good fighters, but the problem starts when they don't have full health, and those queens, they are quite strong, start attacking. At one point you will see your hero gets low health, they might die. There's only 2 ways how to, you can outrun at some certain point. If the enemy is dying soon, you can just run away and hope that your guards or other heroes will kill the enemy, because the enemy will follow that one focused hero. And the quickest way how to escape death is, again, there's a lot of things involved, but once you unlock garage, that's another, in research you will find it, no problems. Here, what you can do, always have one of the whatever car you have, I have a lot of them, repaired. What you can do, first of all, you can always pause the game, then find that one hero you desperately need to, for example, save. This hero with low health, what you can do, immediately select the car, select, let's say, I can save all 3 heroes with, they don't have full health. Once you press the button create team, what happens is you have created, you put all those heroes automatically teleported out of the enemy sight. They are now in the car, and now they are out in the world. When you select back, you see they are not there. So basically you can save them literally with 1 HP. And if your enemy is still coming after your hero, it's better to save them out in the world map than they are dying, because when they are dead, you can't heal them, you can't convert them to settlers, you can't do all the stuff. So this is really neat quit, and quite often times used by me. So yes, garage basically is the savior of your people, right? Then we have turrets on the side. This is a small. The last 2 points are really different level, but I have few turrets here. As you can see, my advice, the setting will be the same. There will be a fortress gate. There will be bandits attacking. Let them come. I don't care. Just a stupid noise. Unfortunately. Damn it, that was a bad choice. But you will always have a possibility to put those turrets at the outside of your town, and you can move them. My advice, of course I won, my advice is put them in front, put them at the side, so that's the tip. I have some of them, one of them inside here, if there is some other animals running inside or raiders, but basically at the outside, because there will be attacking those bugs, and outside of your town is where you want them. For example, this is really bad point actually. I have 2 turrets here. When they attacked from this side, they always are coming and attacking, and there's no turret to defend. It's really bad. So I have bad layout at the moment. And last but not least is one point. This is especially important at the end game. As you can see, I have 300 colonists and I have 128 spare. Absolutely pointlessly, don't need so much, and the problem starts. Food is not the problem. Water is not the problem. Housing is not the problem. Problem is all of them use tools and clothes, which, let me remind you, tools, especially durable tools, you will need screws that are made of junk. So basically, the resources are finite. You can't just indefinitely run and make those tools. And if I keep going with this amount spare people, especially when they are not dying from any other unnatural causes, you will always have colony growing. And when you have too much spare, they will just burn down your resources. And yeah, drought is when there is no water enough. It's good moment to use. What I do then, especially when you have wells, it's not doable. But when you have water pumps, what you can do, you can select water pumps, pause them all. That will create a moment where, as you can see, water is negative, but this is too little amount. I have too many casual wells still supporting and giving me, you can see, producing 264 water. So in a drought time, what you can do quite easily is you can run the time, your people get thirsty, and at one point they will start dying from thirst. Then immediately switch back on water and basically regulate the amount of people you have. You can't send to death camps, you can't say don't reproduce anymore. There is no such possibilities, so you will run in these problems. Another way to do that is through the winter. Remember the same heaters that you normally turn off? Yes, this is a large transformator, a bit different, but this is, yeah, industrial radiator. I pause it, which means if the winter comes, they will get cold, they will have hyperthermia, they will first try to heal, and then if not doctors enough, they will die. So basically, those are the 2 cases where you can easily get rid of unnecessarily colonists, because otherwise I haven't seen any limitations that say, well, please stop reproducing. You can build the housing that's the way how the game suggests to deal with that, is through the tenements. You see, decreased birth rate. So basically you are putting them in the houses, the tenements, where they don't want to reproduce as much. this is not the greatest house. I have really good housing, 2-story houses, and they reproduce quite a lot. So you will run in this kind of problem where too much spare colonists, because middle to end game there's no problems, no issues. They just easily run wild, run free, and burn down all your resources. So drought, winter, that's how you can deal with that problem. All right, rest of that, quite a lot of things are self-explanatory. You will see, especially when your new alliances will require some buildings to build, you need to unlock them under this last new alliances part. Only when you unlocked all of these last 3, this is the bonus for you. Bonus tip, this is only to build in your alliances ports. Not ports, towns. Let me show you how it works. Let's select this one. You see, they have this part of buildings. When you have unlocked, you can select and make a buildings. As you can see, I have built all 6, and I think I have built for all of them. There is not a single one of them. Yeah, all the slots are filled, but basically this is where they require some building. They basically say, there's a quest. I want you to build school in my this how it's called, society. And then you have unlocked that school in the research, and then build and do all the stuff that's required, which basically will be this. No, this is a trade center outside depot. This is the depot. This is the society depot. This will be needed where you order to build a house, then these 2 people will gather all the resources for the school, for example, then deliver those materials to the alliance, and then build school in their society, and then the quest will be done. Anyways, this is the last part. So all the rest of the research and tree and what to pursue, I will leave it at your hands. If you follow the tips, survival should not be the problem whatsoever. And then, yeah, the rest of the missions and everything. Yeah. Game already will teach you a lot of things. This is my 15 tips and tricks I think is more important to survive in any conditions. Yeah, this is the second hardest difficulty. Not the hardest, but should work next difficulty as well. I haven't tried, but anyways. Alright, video is already too long, but I actually enjoyed the game quite a lot. Without those 2 DLCs, New Alliance and Rebirth, without these alliances and this Blight and the research and this all green, it's I made this terraforming, so it wasn't that beautiful. So that added another extra layer to the game, where I actually quite enjoy. Until those 2 DLCs, the game was quite too little to do, but now I like it. I played it through, and here's the tips and tricks. If you have any questions, any problems with the game, let me know down in the comment section and I will answer. If not me, there's always a lot of awesome viewers that help out other gamers, so we'll do that here in this channel as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll meet in other videos. Cheers.